Hi guys, this week we're going to talk about a group dynamic. A lot of people understand how to modify the emotions of an individual, how to manipulate the character, how to put them under stress, and a person only really changes when they're put under stress. If you're happy with your situation, you're not going to change your life because the new situation may actually be a risk to your happiness. So you put a character under stress and their life changes. They will try to get back to what makes them happy or try to get to the new place that makes them happy, all that sort of stuff. But what happens when you've got a group of people? So the group dynamic. Humans are a herd animal. We're a big-brained mammal, so we sort of move in a herd. We tend to have like fads, trends, fashion statements. You know, the Beatles were a genius band, but there was the Fab Four. They were a big fad for a while. So we tend to also take our knowledge from a group. So if everyone agrees that something's correct, there's a very good chance it's correct. Those sorts of things. So if we look at the group, how can we affect the group? So we're going to have the basic story. All stories have to have a start. So traditionally that's called the inciting incident. So we'll say there's an inciting incident. Something has happened. A disaster, a plane crash, a volcano. Something has happened affecting a group of people. So this is the ensemble type film. Even in an ensemble film, you still have one or two characters that you use as proxies for the audience to tell the story. But how the group moves. And this is also, it's me, so it's going to be a bad outcome for this group. The first thing that happens is confusion. Because when something bad's happened, you have to understand the situation, the bad thing that has happened. So there's immediately confusion, the what the hell moment. There's disarray, and you'll begin to get people's reaction. You'll begin to see how people handle that stress, and this is a character thing, but there's overall confusion. Then from the confusion, you'll begin to get disagreement on how to act. Like, quick, everybody run up to the top of the building, and someone's like, no, but the building's on fire. Fire goes up, you fool. And this person's like, no, but it's on the 10th floor. This building's 100 stories high. We've got 90 stories before someone can get there. And someone says, yeah, but the water from the hoses won't get there, and they don't have 100-story long ladders. Oh, they'll have helicopters. There'll be disagreement on how to handle this situation. Whatever the situation is. Is it an actual invasion, or are we getting saved? Are we being liberated, or are we being attacked? Are we going to be enslaved, or are we just going to find this great new way to live? There'll be this disagreement. From this disagreement of what's happening, that will start the infighting. People, as I've just described, we're going to do this, now we're going to do that. You may even... So now what we're going to start doing is we're going to start looking at things that you can start building into your story. Maybe the group splits into Camp A and Camp B due to this infighting. Maybe one group gets dominance over the other. So then you've got a little bit of, a discontent in the undergroup, which may come back eventually to, get the major group. But then there's a resolution to the infighting, to the disagreement. So we've got the confusion, the disagreement of what's actually happening, the fight amongst themselves, and come up with a plan of action. So now we've got a way forward. Where you put this in your story, up to you. So then they're going to start acting out their plan. And with all great stories, you need to have some sort of resistance, something that's wrong. So if I want to buy a guitar pick, I go to a guitar shop and I want a guitar pick, and there's another customer beside me, but he wants to buy an effects pedal or a guitar pick holder. There's no competition between us, so there's no conflict, there's nothing to resolve, that's not much of a story. But if this was, as Jack Black had, the pick of destiny, then suddenly there's conflict. There's two people wanting the pick of destiny, me and Jack Black. So now there's conflict. So we've got the resistance to them getting to their final solution, or how they thought the resolution they've had, how we're going to get to that resolution is conflict, and this is your story. This is maybe all your second act, is this resistance part. There's them trying to get stuff and things getting in their way, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Don't make it episodic. Have them overlap. You know, all the good stuff you do. Okay, maybe then you have the break around the center, around the middle of your movie. Their resolution fails. There was that split during the disagreement and infighting section. So now the second group comes back. They fight again. That could take you through the start of the third act. Right? So in Craig world, things don't happen well. There's no real good resolution. So we've got this big chunk of resistance. Any way you want that to happen. And in my world, they fail. They fail miserably. So now there's sadness because what they've planned didn't go to plan. Maybe they've used up all their resources. So the stuff that you may have planted in the front during the infighting and during the planning phase of their resolution, like we've got one shot at this. If we don't get this rocket to fire, we're not going to be able to hit the meteor. We're going to be wiped off the face of the planet. Sadness, the realization that it failed. Now you can do callbacks. You can get a bit of retribution for the infighting, for the disagreement. You can bring all that stuff in that was in that first acty bit and sort of start to get it resolved here and a bit more infighting. So they begin to sort of, and then as the audience say, they're right. They should have listened to, they should have listened to Heath Ledger. He was right. Craig was wrong. And then you can get that happening. So you get the sadness, and then after the sadness becomes the thing, which is a complete opposite to a lot of the Hollywood films, despair. So people are sad, and now they know there is nothing they can do. Despair. And for me, that is not a bad way to end a film. It's great if you can end a film and happy, go lucky, you're the man. But I don't write those films. I write crime, disasters, stuff that doesn't end well for people. So that's how you actually take away hope from people. You give them an inciting incident, which is bad. You kick them off. You confuse them. You just destroy their world. They disagree on how they're going to resolve it. There's arguments, there's infighting. Suddenly they come up with a solid plan. They feel they're standing back on solid ground. Yes, we've got solid ground under our feet. We're going to start doing it. Oh, we're up against problems. We failed. Despair. That's destroying their hope, giving them hope, letting them think they've got hope, then taking hope away from them again. That is the evil arc of a Craig story. But I thought I'd share it with you, how to actually remove hope from your characters or from a group of people. If you would be so kind, that would be fantastic. Thank you. An unusual stat that most YouTubers have is that I have a lot more views than I do subscribers. So if you'd be so kind to subscribe, that'd be fantastic. If you could share, like, comment, all those things as well. The book is coming out, so keep an eye out for a little video, maybe midweek. The book is with the book is up there. The book is with the editors. It's all the tools and everything I discuss here put into a manual, so you'll be able to read it. And until next time, guys, keep writing. Bye.